Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 4 Part 6. So now we're finally near the end of Dr. Wily's castle. We're finally going to defeat Dr. Wily once and for all. We're going to clear Dr. Kozak's name, and we begin the level with some generous, good, easy. So you gave us a full E-tank, so we're almost maxed out on E-tanks. We're going to pick up some energy to pick up so it refills, so we can fill up all of our weapons, because we're going to be needing some weapons for what we're about to be doing in this level. This is like the last, I think this is like one of the last or true levels in the game. You get the 1-up. Yeah, it's good to pick up 1-ups, even though 1-ups are kind of useless when you get near the end of the game. E-tanks become more important than 1-ups when you get to the end of the game. If you run out of E-tanks, then you're, pretty much left having to do everything without taking as few hits as possible, which actually is very challenging. So it's actually better to have fewer 1-ups at the end of these kinds of games. And so we're just flying for this. Isn't really much of a level. There's just a few obstacles around, there's a few enemies around. You can easily destroy stuff, and they're easy to destroy. Oh, and look at that. I see a capsule thing there. That capsule can only mean one thing. It's boss gauntlet time. We're going after the boss gauntlet. Of course, it's our regularly scheduled Robot Master boss gauntlet. We have to take on all the Robot Masters in the game all over again. And they're a lot harder too this time around. They actually learned from their mistakes the first time around, so they actually are a lot more aggressive at fighting. You see, we're going to take on Pharaoh Man here, but what could Pharaoh Man do? We could just freeze him there in place. Then I could real rapidly spam the fire button, getting Carpal Tunnel. I don't actually need to get Carpal Tunnel, because I can use a turbo controller. It's not an actual turbo controller, but the emulator lets you use a simulated turbo controller, I guess you could call it that. So yeah, it's pretty much like using a turbo controller, so you won't get Carpal Tunnel. Just press and hold the turbo button, and now he's dead. We killed him before we ran out of Bright Man's weapon. And so, who's our next victim? Oh look, it's the cheapest Robot Master in the game. It's Dust Man. He constantly switches from suck to blow, where he tries to suck us in and then he blows garbage at us. But his weakness for some reason is Ring Man's weapon. And when he sucks in, he's completely invincible when he sucks everything in. You shoot his weakness at him and he does nothing. Just makes a ding ding sound, implying it's not getting hit at all, or implying it's just like ding ding getting hit. And so his health is getting to be pretty low, and he's going to be cheap now. He's just going to keep sucking in, so we can't hit him at all, so we can prolong his life for as long as possible. But we're going to make sure that doesn't happen, because he's going to be dead in 2 seconds. Yeah, he's dead. Even his vulnerable sucking motive doesn't even get him killed. And so now it's Dive Man. We're going deep under the sea, back under the sea again. We're under the water again. They could have made this fight a little harder by putting spikes on the ceiling like Bubble Man. But I guess Dive Man thought, Bubble Man was a pushover. I don't need spikes on the ceiling to be cool. I prefer to kill Mega Man the more legitimate way. Or at least that's how it seems. And it's like, oh, so spikes didn't kill Mega Man. It was me that killed Mega Man. I'm the real hero against Mega Man. And here's Acid Toad Man. It's Toad Man, but he shoots out acid rain, and he likes to throw acid rain at us a lot. So he needs to get his weakness, which is the drill. The logic here is that you're drilling into a toad. If you took a drill and put it into a toad, the toad probably would get killed, which is exactly what's happening. We're gonna kill this. We're gonna kill Dr. Wily's toad. He is a toady, a complete total toady. I know, I just watched A Christmas Story recently, and there was a character called Toady. Well, he was his title's Toady, and here's Skull Man, obviously one of Dr. Wily's favorites. If we do absolutely nothing, he doesn't fight, because Skull Man thinks, why fight? Why bother fighting someone that's not gonna move at all? So we're almost maxed out with E-tanks. I might as well make use of these E-tanks that we picked up. So we'll use Dust Man's weapon on him. No, I think that's his weakness. Still, the weaknesses are exactly the same as they were the first time around. And there, we destroyed him in only a few hits. Skull Man went down like a wuss, because he is a wuss, because he doesn't have any muscles or flesh. He's just a skull and bones. And now here's Drill Man. He can be destroyed easy with Dive Man's weapon, which is, of course, a homing missile. He can slide back and forth like this. I don't even know if there's a proper method of dodging Drill Man, but who cares? We have his weakness. He goes down like a wuss with his weakness, just like all the other bosses, Robot Masters. All the bosses in general in this game go down like wusses if you have their weaknesses, which is what we're going to be doing. I mean, look at that, we just got his health down. He only has a sliver of health left. So it's going to slide around, wait for him to pop his head back up again. He can't stay under the ground forever. So now, there, we got the health refills. They're already being very generous by the fact they give free health refills. It's only a free health refill because you earned it, but they give you free health refills every time you kill them. It would be a bigger challenge if they made you have to fight every robot master in this game without having to without having getting any health refills at all. That would be a real challenge. Mega Man 1 kind of did that a bit when it made you play through every single robot. It makes you do it, you don't get to choose the order of them either. You have to play them in a set order. It's very like endurance based where you have to go through all of them and in the order the game wants you to go through them, and then you have to take on the final boss after that. Mega Man 1 really was very challenging in that regard as to, fighting off the robot masters. Now there's only one more guy left, and it's Ring Man. It's gonna be Ring Man. We're gonna take on Ring Man, who's strangely weak against Pharaoh Man. I know, what does the Pharaoh have against rings? I don't know, we're firing highly powered, Pharaoh shots or Pharaoh blasts, or whatever that weapon is supposed to be. Ring Man, his health is already very low. Just a full charge shot if it takes out a large chunk of his health. You don't even need to charge anymore once his health gets low. When his health gets low, you just kill him easy like that. Now he killed off all the robot masters, we could take on Dr. Wily himself. Here, Dr. Wily, where are you, Dr. Wily? Ah, here he is. He's in a skull, of course, because what else would he be? And the skull could go down easy. The ring weapon could take down this skull like how a knife can cut through butter. Word of advice, Dr. Wily, if you remembered from Mega Man 2, it's always best to make final bosses weak against the worst weapons in the game. Like in Mega Man 2, when Dr. Wily's weakness was the only weapon that could cause him harm was Bubble Man's weapon. But clearly Dr. Wily forgot that this time around. So you need to tap the drill, to make the drill detonate. You can tap the fire button to make the drill detonate. You have to make it detonate to hit that blue bubble thing under Dr. Wily's cockpit. And that way it will detonate before it actually makes contact. So it just makes contact with Dr. Wily's thing, then it then just bounces off and does nothing. So I think we're about to destroy. There we go. There, we destroyed both forms of this Dr. Wily machine, but Wily is still escaping. We still have to go and take him on. We're not done with this game yet. There's still another level of Wily yet. We're just gonna play the lengthy intro. It plays that intimidating jingle, and then it's like dun 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 dun, and while we go after the next level, which is, another skull level. So we'll be fighting Dr. Wily again. I guess that implies. It looks like there should be some pickups here, but there aren't. They just made all these redundant platforms up there. Maybe they intended to put stuff up there, but they never did. And somehow those redundant platforms still left in the game. This part's a little bit like Metal Man's weapon from Mega Man 2, where you can walk through the hallways and the corridors, you can shoot down enemies and get stuff. So here it's gonna do that. It's gonna walk around here, it's gonna keep blasting. Keep blasting all of them, and sometimes most of the time they're not going to give you anything at all. It's completely random if they give you stuff or not. That one gave us nothing, that one gave us nothing. Most of the enemies aren't going to give you anything, and if they do give you something, it's going to be something useless, like a full health when you're already at full health, which is completely useless. And it's really easy if you have the rapid fire, which is enemies, and we need to charge up Pharaoh Man's weapon, because we need that to beat the absolute final boss game. This final boss in this game is very original and very unique as well, too. I love what they did with the final boss in this game. We're about to see in a sec what the final boss is like after I do some grinding for a bit. That's right, you're all gonna have to suffer by watching me doing some grinding. People who watch my live streams have to watch me do grinding live all the time. And then a friend of mine would say that she does grinding all the time in Grand Theft Auto 5. There, I think we're full. Yeah, I think our Pharaoh shot is full now, that's the only weapon I think we'll be needing to take on the final boss. It's gonna shoot off anything that comes in my face, and that thing just gave me a 1-up. That's really good. Well, actually, no, it's kind of useless actually, but so now here it is, Dr. Wily. He's gonna randomly, he's in some flying spaceship thing. He's gonna randomly appear. We could hit him with the Pharaoh Man's weapon. We could make it appear as like a ball above our heads. And Dr. Wily flashes for a split second as to where he's. There, we got him a hit. Kind of see if you look carefully, you can see where Dr. Wily's going to appear. Appears in a different spot each time, like lightning in a thunderstorm. Never strikes the same spot twice. I think he's like in some machine thing that just randomly flies around stuff. This could be quite a challenging fight if you don't know what to do against Dr. Wily. But I know how to do everything in this game, so none of this is really overly challenging to me. If I play this game every single day and I memorize the game, I can get to a point where I can play this game in my sleep easy without very little challenge at all. So Dr. Wily is nearly dead. There, Dr. Wily's been defeated. We destroyed his machine. This place looks familiar. I think I can see that screen in the background. It looks like that thing we fought, the clone of Mega Man in back in the first Mega Man. This also looks like his virtual reality thing that he had in Mega Man 2. It's like the same kind of lab. Does Dr. Wily reuse the same lab in each game? Is it the same thing? 'Cause remember, he destroyed all those other bases, I think, that he had in the previous games. And this one's about to get destroyed too, if Dr. Wily flying off in his blue spaceship off into the background distance. And again, this game is probably set in the winter time because it's all icy and snowy all around. Either that or somewhere very up north, or maybe down south where it's near the Antarctica around there. Blows up into a skull-shaped dust cloud or something like that. I see train tracks in the background. So we're going to be riding the train. We rode the train at the beginning of the game, so now we're going to be riding the train at the end of the game without our helmet on, letting our hair blow in the wind. I guess that's supposed to be some sort of poetic justice or something like that. So, this is Mega Man 4. It's a good game overall. It's probably just as good as what Mega Man's 1, 2, and 4. Well, it's better. Okay, maybe it's better than Mega Man 2, but it's mostly just the same thing as Mega Man 3, or the same kind of thing as Mega Man 3. Only just rehashes more stuff from other games, and at this point in time, it's just another Mega Man game on the NES. It's the same routine Mega Man game. What more is there to say? Mega Man games on the NES are no longer a big deal at this point. There's so many of them now at this point. It's like, oh, another Mega Man game, where it's all the same old stuff, where we do the same thing. They have the same formula, the same kind of storyline stuff, especially in the last 3 Mega Man games. Mega Man's 4, 5, and 6 are going to be noticing quite a bit of that. Well, it shows the credits on the train as the train's driving by, or going through some city, the obsidian the time of day is changing too, implying that Mega Man's been riding the train for some time now. Now the pretty much everyone that worked on this game. I'm not sure how big the whole team was. I'm not sure that's even everyone that worked on the game or not, but it's an NES game, so it doesn't require as much as like a modern game now. And so, yeah, Mega Man's catching a ride on the train, just like in India when people like to ride on the roof. He probably couldn't afford to buy a ticket, which is why he has to ride on the roof. And now that I beat this game, a curse has been unleashed. So you see Roll and Rush are going to come to greet us. It's going to go to like a sepia tone. It's like a photo being shot, kind of like what it did at the end of the first Mega Man. So that I beat this game, a curse has been released. I used to think this game was cursed when I was a kid, mostly because whenever I beat this game, something horribly unlucky would happen afterwards. I first beat this game in 2011, and then within a week or so, or sometime afterwards, I got beat up on the school bus by kids that were way younger than me. Sorry, I was way older than them, and they were way younger than me, and they kicked the snot out of me and beat the crap out of me, but I managed to prevail afterwards, because shortly after that, I played Mega Man 5 and Mega Man 6, and everything went better for me. And then later that year, I played Mega Man 4 again, and then I fell for some church scam to my whole family. Had a bunch of money for a useless cause. And that happened because a few days earlier, I played Mega Man 4, but I managed to expose this church for all their bad doing or their wrongdoing, because after that, I played Mega Man 5 and 6, and things always seemed to... playing Mega Man 5 and 6 always seemed to correct the universe. So that being said, you guessed it, I'm going to be playing Mega Man 5 and 6 really soon. Sooner than you all will probably think. Very soon. Mega Man 5 and Mega Man 6. More routine, regularly scheduled NES Mega Man action. What more could you want? And we're getting our special thanks for now, because these people deserve an extra special thanks for working on this game, because without them, this game wouldn't have turned out as cliche and as good as we like it to be. You see, so it's giving us the names. There doesn't seem to be as many pseudonyms there. Yuki-chan's Papa is no longer among the credits of this game. That's a shame. He was in the first 2 games. I can't remember if he was in Mega Man 3 or not, but presented by, there's Eddie giving the letters a spell, Capcom. Presented by Capcom. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.